They fell in love but kept it hidden in the 80s and 90s. As gloomy and terrifying as it may seem, the 1980s and 1990s were over 3 decades ago. Yes, we realize that's an unpleasant fact, but it's a truth nonetheless. This is why when you see our last piece on the sexiest couples of the time, you have to perform a double take, just to give you a sense of how long ago that was. Now that you've had time to digest everything, we believe you're ready for a fresh look at famous couples from the past. Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett. Julia Roberts and Lyle Lovett had a whirlwind affair in 1993 that no one saw coming. After barely 3 weeks of dating, the couple married. 3 weeks is generally enough time to complete a book, depending on the length, or go on a truly luxurious vacation. They scarcely give you enough time to consider whether you want to spend the rest of your life with someone. Lovett revealed in an interview with People magazine that before getting married, we'd never spent more than 7 days together. The romance faded out after 2 years and ended in divorce. Chloe Sevigny and Harmony Corinne. Oh, youthful love. Chloe Sevigny and Harmony Corinne were pals in the early teens before becoming recognized actresses and cult classic directors, respectively. When it came to casting his debut pictures, Kids, Corinne went to Sevigny. When the film was finished in 1994, the two became more than simply co-workers and friends. Sevigny and Corinne had an on-again, off-again romance for many years that terminated in the early 2000s. Since then, both have found true love. Sevigny is now married to Sinia McCovey, the owner of an art gallery, while Corinne is married to former actress Rachel Simon. Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger. Another infatuated co-star pair. Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger met on the set of The Marrying Man in 1990, and their turbulent romance began. Basinger and Baldwin married 6 weeks after their first meeting, as though the title of their film was a foreshadowing of their future. Unfortunately, their love was not meant to be. 8 years after they married, Basinger filed for divorce from Baldwin. They have a famous daughter together, Ireland Baldwin, who has a successful career in the business as a model, actress, and social media presenter. Busy Phillips and Colin Hanks. Busy Phillips and Colin Hanks, unlike other famous couples, did not meet via the entertainment sector. In their meeting narrative, there was no movie sets or award shows. In 1997, the two met and began dating in college. Their love bloomed when they were both students at Marymount University. Despite their breakup a few years later, the two have only had kind things to say about each other. The two have remained such close friends that they've been on multiple talk shows together over the years, and their children, from different relationships, even attend the same school. Jude Law and Sadie Frost. There was a romance between Jude Law and Sadie Frost before the stormy media headlines surrounded Jude Law and Sienna Miller. Law and Frost first met on the set of the 1992 movie Shopping. Frost confessed in her memoir, Crazy Days, although she was married to Gary Kemp at the time, that the force of the love I felt for Jude and his intense ambition made me feel out of control. They began dating and finally married in 1997. Jude's career is taking off at the moment, putting more pressure on the already strained relationship. Frost later filed for divorce in 2001. Melanie Griffith and Antonio Banderas. Given all the glamorous celebs in attendance, it's hardly surprising that Hollywood award presentations are a terrific place to meet your future partner. After all, the red carpet's right there, and it's packed with gorgeous individuals dressed to the nines. This is what happened between Antonio Banderas and Melanie Griffith. Banderas first spotted Griffith at the 1989 Academy Awards and instantly fell in love with her. At the time, Griffith, who was still married to Don Johnson. 6 years later, while co-starring in the 1995 film Too Much, the couple, who were both married at the time, became together. They remained together until 2014 when they divorced. Hugh Grant and Elizabeth Hurley. Hugh Grant and Elizabeth Hurley met and fell in love on the set of 1987's Ramando al Viento. The pair had been married for 13 years, which may as well be 50 years in Hollywood time. If England didn't already have royals, these two could easily fill the void. The partnership, though, was far from flawless. Hugh was caught in a somewhat embarrassing situation in 1995 with let's call her a lady of the night. Despite Hurley's amazement and sadness, the couple continued together for another 5 years before calling it quits. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee. Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee were probably one of the most notorious couples of the 1990s. The two had an unusual first meeting. Tommy Lee kissed Pamela's face after meeting eyes at a New Year's Eve party in 1994. That apparently knocked her off her feet. Tommy and Pamela married just days later in what can only be described as a whirlwind romance. Unfortunately, the couple's private love life became tabloid fodder, leading to the breakdown of their marriage. The couple has two kids, Brandon and Dylan, who are also successful entertainers. Christy Brinkley and Billy Joel. Billy Joel and supermodel Christy Brinkley met while on a lavish vacation in the Caribbean in 1983 in a meeting that would only be conceivable for the affluent and famous. How elegant! The pianist himself utilized his musical abilities to entice his future bride. Joel performed the piano on the island where Brinkley and her friends were vacationing, and the rest, as they say, is history. The pair seems to have a passion for the water since they married aboard a super yacht 2 years later. Unfortunately, the couple split owing to their hectic schedules and a lack of contact. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. It's not uncommon for co-stars to canoodle. What is rare is that the canoodling lasts for more than 30 years. That's the situation with Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, who are in a relationship. The two started their long-lasting romance on the set of the 1983 film Swing Shift. As a sibling to Goldie's Kate and Oliver from her former marriage to Bill Hudson, the couple have welcomed a baby called Wyatt. While all three children have the acting bug, Kate Hudson has clearly achieved the greatest popularity and success. When questioned about the secret to the couple's relationship success, Goldie credits them with never getting married and spending time together. David Copperfield and Claudia Schiffer. Some call it love, while others call it magic. David Copperfield, a famous magician and illusionist, wooed supermodel Claudia Schiffer by asking her for help during one of his performances in 1993. Look at that! Apparently, magic tricks may help you get a lady. They were engaged a year later. The engagement, however, would never blossom into a marriage. The couple divorced in 1999. What's unusual about the combination is the debate that surrounds it. Many people believe that the romance was a protracted hoax to increase Copperfield's celebrity. Schiffer and Copperfield, on the other hand, strenuously refute this. David Bowie and Iman. David Bowie and Iman have to be one of the most successful showbiz couples. While they were both married, it seems that their love for each other was greater than anything they'd ever known. Before Bowie's unexpected death, the power couple had been together for 26 years. At a dinner gathering in 1990, the two first laid eyes on each other. According to Bowie in an interview with Hello magazine, "My desire for her was instantaneous and all-encompassing. In my mind, it was a done deal that she would be my wife. Could someone kindly hand us the tissues?" Gwen Stefani and Gavin Rossdale. In 1995, Gwen Stefani's band, No Doubt, opened for Gavin Rossdale's band, Bush. In a wonderful music matchmaking moment, the pair instantly fell in love, and after a 6-year romance, they married. Sounds like a great story. We're certain it could be turned into a musical in a heartbeat. It did not, however, last. Things seemed to be going well for the couple, who subsequently brought 3 children into the world. However, after it was discovered that Gavin was participating in some extramarital affairs with the family nanny, they split shortly after. And Gwen has now moved on to country singer Blake Shelton. Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston were, of course, America's sweethearts, and maybe the it couple of the 1990s, and the early 2000s. One of Hollywood's most renowned celebrity couples had a pretty humble beginning. Mutual friends put the two up on a date. The rest, as they say, is history. The breakdown of Brad and Jennifer's marriage signaled the start of a tabloid tsunami of rumors and gossip around the failed relationship that would linger for years. When they were seen being highly supportive of one another throughout the 2021 awards season, the two reignited relationship rumors.